Hey y'all, my name is Shannon Ray. I am a transition coach and a faith-based content creator. I'm here to walk you through whatever big life changes you might have. Moving to a different city, jumping into a whole new job industry, breakups, divorce, children, whatever your big major life changes are that you want to have somebody walk through with you. Someone who is unbiased, someone who might not be as close to the situation, someone who can just help you clear out some of those thoughts. I'm here for you. I don't know. I think Atlanta is trying to tell me something. Go home. Real quick. I was on the sick and shut-in list for, let's say, give or take, 3 weeks. Yeah, it looks like I had a sinus infection, and then at my big age, I also went and found myself with an ear infection in 2023. I don't know what it is, but there's some different type of allergen in the air, and my body said no, hard no. And I have been trying to recover ever since. Yes, I got some humidifiers and I have some new air purifiers, and I am praying that that works because antibiotics and all of the other medications I've been taking have really been taking me through. Anyway, how has your Black History Month been? You surviving? Oh, you know what we should do? We should sing the Negro National Anthem. Actually, before we do y'all know what I used to think the Negro National Anthem was? Like for real, like really seriously thought it was? I probably shouldn't even share this with y'all. I mean, we're friends though, we're community, right? Y'all ain't gonna come for me. For real, and like in my heart, I thought that this was the Negro National Anthem. Fair East Side.
Fair East Side, by thy side will stand and always praise thy name. Praise thy name, praise thy name. Yeah.
I ain't even gotta go on. Mr. Claw. Yeah, y'all watched it? Or does that predate you? Does that outdate me from anything? Now, tell the truth. What's the real Negro National Anthem? Real name of it actually is the Negro National Anthem, written by Mr. James Weldon Johnson, I believe his name is. And do you know that the whole reason that they did it was like to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's birthday and like the Emancipation Proclamation and all that stuff like that? I think that's true. I'm gonna Google it. If I'm wrong, I will put in a correction down here, if I'm wrong, okay? But if not, you're welcome for your Black History fact. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Do the claps even go, or is that just... I would say 2-3 scrolls away from going on a social media pause. What is the beef, the problem, the issue, the tussle between men and women coming at single women every second of every day? What is it between the gender wars? What is it that makes people so upset about how other people choose to live their lives? Why is it that minding our own business seems to be a non-starter? It seems like we just can't seem to get on the same page about people being able to do them for them. I was scrolling through TikTok the other day. I think it was TikTok, it might have been Instagram, don't know, don't remember. But as I was scrolling, I felt like every other video or message I was getting was angled towards either single women or mothers. And I understand why. I understand that there are elements to the content that I create that probably impacts my algorithm, but I try to spend time liking, commenting, and subscribing on things that have broader topics. There are a lot of things that I like to spend my time looking at and learning about that don't involve me always hearing why I'm the problem, that I'm traumatized, that I need to do something more, all of these other things. And for me, someone who does a lot of internal work, it was starting to get to me. I realized that perhaps I needed to speak about this. There is not a cookie cutter path for anyone. I want us to get into a position where we transition the way that we're thinking about the content that we consume. We have to start guarding our heart, and that's what I want to talk about today. I believe the first step in guarding your heart is getting very, very clear about your truth. I cannot stress this enough. Your truth. What is true about your life? What does God say about you? What do you believe about you? What have you seen about yourself? How far you've come, where you're going, what your goals are, what you're capable of. You need to be the authority on you because you are. I hope I'm getting this verse right, but it says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Or it might say the wellspring of life flows from this, but essentially everything about your life is impacted by the status of your heart. That is how serious this principle is. You have to be clear about you, because there is something so strange, almost nefarious, about the way that other people like to challenge you on you. It doesn't matter what your stance is, what you believe, if you are a Christian, then you're indoctrinated. If you want to be a wife, then you're a pick-me. If you don't want to be a wife, then you are personally the cause of the breakdown of the nuclear family. Everything you do is nitpicked by someone else out there. Everything you say has a counter somewhere out there. You have to be prepared to be very clear about who you are, what you want, what you offer, what your expectations are, what your standards are, what you believe, what you don't believe, what you agree with, what you don't agree with, what you like, what you don't like, because there's always going to be something, someone telling you that it's either not good enough, that it's not right, or that you should be shooting for more, or that you are aiming too high. It is a strange dichotomy we live in, and I say this generally, collectively as a people, where we're battling each other, trying to justify either the choices that we made or make ourselves feel better about places that we lack or have deficiency. We have to be clear about not taking on the assignment of making someone feel better about themselves by changing our decisions for someone else. We don't owe reasoning to every single person who asks the question. Some folks need to just mind their business, but we have to know our business. When I think about the impact of the amount of just information, dialogue, things that we're able to consume through the news, through social media, through podcasts, through all of these different areas, it makes me want to be very, very, very strategic, very thoughtful around what I am consuming. Guarding your eyes is important. If you find on TikTok or whatever social media you decide that you want, YouTube, whatever it is, that you are coming across the same type of things on your algorithm, seek out things that speak back to the truth of who you are. Seek out the things that you want to see that reinforce the life that you're striving for, that reinforce what you want. If you know that you want to get fit, seek out people who have gone on a similar journey, who have worked through some of the things that you're trying to work through, who have bodies similar to yours so you can see what realistic results look like. Don't look at people who are built completely different. I'm on a fitness journey myself, right? I'm not going to be looking at someone who doesn't have stuff in the front and the back. I'm curved everywhere I'm supposed to be. But I want to find people who are built more similarly to myself to help inspire me along the way, to help me remember where I can get to. I encourage you to find the most realistic version of what you believe you can achieve. That's not to say limiting yourself. That's not saying put yourself in a box or behind guardrails that keep you safe instead of inspired. But it is saying don't put yourself in a position to be disappointed. Don't put yourself in a position to be reminded of where you feel like you might lack. Don't put yourself in a position to be either re-traumatized or abused or triggered. You have to really think about what you are seeing and what that's doing to your mind and to your heart. It's quite possible that I've talked about this one principle maybe 4 or 5 videos so far, but I'm going to always say it because this might be your first time with me. I'm going to always say it because you might need the reminder in this moment. Guard your mouth. There's this thing that I always say. I don't know who it's originally from. I don't know where I heard it from or if it just dropped in my spirit one day, so I'm not going to lay claim to it, but sometimes you have to be comfortable sharing your scars instead of your wounds. If you're going through a healing process, be careful about what you say because you might not be ready yet. Hush until you're healed. If you're going through an experience where you are having a bit of financial strife, don't speak about not having, speak about abundance. And that's not That's not to say lie about your situation. That's not to say put on or carry on a facade, but you do not need to call more of what you feel is lacking in your life by speaking to it. As you're venting, as you're lamenting, as you are unloading, you are creating opportunities not only for other people to hear and to judge and to latch on to what you're going through. They might have the opportunity to plant more seed of that negativity that you might accidentally be speaking, but you hear it too. And you are reminding yourself of the things that you do not like, or you're not happy with, or that you're struggling with. You are receiving the word too, even if you're just expressing yourself. You have to be able to guard your heart, because what's coming out of your mouth is what you're feeling in your heart. And if your heart is not healthy, you need to do all that you have to do in order to keep yourself from going further and further and further into whatever the abyss is. We talk about it in the Bible. We talk about it in business. I talk about it in coaching. You have to be really, really, really careful about what you say, because someone is always listening. And even if that someone is you, be careful. Not to be vain, but most of the time I feel like my hair is giving, but today kind of feels like it just gave up. All right, let's go on. Have y'all heard that phrase when someone's like pouring you a drink and they tell you to say when it's enough for you? Yeah, let's start doing that for ourselves too. It is okay to admit when you are overwhelmed in whatever it is that life has for you. If you need that break, that time out, I plan mental health days ahead of time. Sometimes I'll take them as I need them, because sometimes things come up that you can't plan for. But I always schedule in once a month, a day, to take the time to do nothing, to be productive in my own way. Rest is productive. Checking out can be productive, because sometimes you need to go into that low battery save mode in order to be able to continue on the path. Being able to say when is putting your heart in a position to recoup, to process, to digest what has just happened or what you are still in the throes of. Being able to say when puts you in the power position of your life. So we just give. So often we just give ourselves all of these parameters, all of these guidelines that no one else is imposing upon us. These weird, detrimental things that we do because we're afraid to say when it's too much. We're afraid to say when we've had enough. We're afraid to say, yes, I need a rest day, because we're actually tired, because we might look tired. Or yes, I need additional help because someone might discover that we actually need help. I'm sorry, what's wrong with any of that? Look at us being human. Look at us being real life people. Look at us being people who are in positions that require us to wear many hats, that require us to go through real life and real emotions while still maintaining a job, while still being able to pay our bills, while still being able to keep up relationships, while still trying to stay in the gym and drink your water, stay moisturized. Please, we should be able to say when. I believe that allowing God to remain in his seat is the key to making sure that you have a full guard over your heart. None of those steps are possible without God being at the center where he belongs. You can't truly know your truth without understanding what God says about you. You can't truly guard your eyes without seeking his word. You can't truly guard your mouth without allowing God's word to then spill out of you. The Holy Spirit is the primary way of knowing when to say when. You have to be able to let God do what God does, which is lead, which is guide, which is provide, which is defend. You're going to be in a place where you are going to come up against giants. God will fight those battles. Trust in his seat and his authority. You don't owe anything to anyone because God has said whatever he has said. Lean into him for all of these other steps. Lean into him when you don't know what to do. Lean into him when it feels too heavy. Lean into him when the words that you want to speak don't reflect what you know about God. Don't reflect what you really, truly know about what he said about you. When you don't see anything that looks like what he said, Turn your eyes back to him. Allow God to remain in his seat. I hope that this video was helpful for you. I just want to invite you, if you are curious to learn more about what it means to be a transition coach, how a transition coach can benefit you, please definitely take a look at one of the free sessions available at the link in the description. If you want to know more about Hey Shannon Ray, more videos, more content, more good singing, more great talent, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You want to get in here on the ground floor, okay? Because we're building something, huh? Also, yeah, real quick. I think this is going to come out before Valentine's Day. If it doesn't, happy belated. But if it does, happy Valentine's Day. If you are single, you don't have a Valentine's Day boo. You don't have a what is the girl version? What do they call it? Galentine. If you don't have a Galentine, so what? Treat yourself to something. Don't make love have to be connected to a romantic relationship. Celebrate the way that love shows up in your life. You know that Valentine's Day falls on Taco Tuesday. I suggest shrimp tacos and margaritas. Love y'all. Bye.